Hey, everybody, this is Toby Younis of COVID Conversations. I wanted to share a map with you that represents the activity related to the um, coronavirus. I'm going to do a window shot here, and I'll be in the upper right-hand corner, as you'll see. But what I wanted to point out was this map. Now, it happens to be on the Ventura County Star newspaper website. And I've put a link in the description box below, but I found some things interesting about it. This is the worldwide view. As you can see, here's Hawaii, and all the way over here is Japan. But it has a couple of things that make it interesting. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit. The first thing is that this slider here represents date, time. And it goes all the way back to January 22nd, where most of the virus was still in and around China. And then as it moves forward, there was a couple of cases up here in Washington, I guess. And as it moves forward, you can see how it expands through the rest of the world. Now, you can zoom in on that. But I thought it was really cool that you could see the activity. As a matter of fact, as you see, as it's shrinking down in China as they've gone through that first phase of the virus. Up here, also, you can click on this drop down, and you'll have choices of active cases, confirmed cases, deaths, and recovered cases. So I'm just going to go down to deaths, and you'll see the same effect. So it pops out the map. Oh, you know what it's going to do? It's going to scroll. Let me scroll backwards so we can see the world, right? So these are deaths, and the same thing. It's a kind of in a different color. The deaths were all around China, but as you move forward, you'll see that Italy, Europe, and the United States is starting to be affected. So the drop down includes deaths, confirmed cases, and recovered cases. And the only issue is that every time you do this, it's going to change that map, and it's going to be based on your location. It's going to target in on your location. So let's go back this way. So recovered cases in green. And so there's a way to evaluate all of this. Now, you can go in and get a closer look. And since I'm in New Mexico, I'm going to go back to active cases because that's what I'm interested in. And I'm in New Mexico, and you see the active cases, and that's effective now. I live in the Albuquerque area, and when I click on that link right there, it says we have 32 active cases confirmed, 0 deaths. But again, I could change this right here from active cases to confirmed cases to deaths to recovered cases. I don't think we've had any deaths in New Mexico yet. Let me see. I could be wrong. Yeah, which is good, makes me feel better. So no deaths in New Mexico. But I thought this was a very good map to get an understanding of how it's spreading and how rapidly it's spreading. Unfortunately, it only goes back to January 22nd when they started collecting the data. And the reason that's unfortunate is it was December 31st when the Chinese reported it to the World Health Organization. And by that time, they had a month's worth of data that they had collected. So maybe one day they'll go back and place this data in there. But I felt like this was a very useful tool that anyone could use to track the spread of the virus. They're keeping it very active. And when you scroll down, you get some additional data by country, the U.S., et cetera, by all the countries. I don't know how it's sorted, and I don't know if you can sort it. Can you? Yeah. So you get sorted by deaths. So a very, very powerful tool. I was really impressed with it. And I'm not sure how it ended up on the Ventura County website. But I'm glad that it did. And like I said, if you care to use it, you can just go. I'll put the description box. I'm sorry. I'll put the link in the description box below. Okay. Thanks.